What's good, people? Welcome back to another video. Subscribers, what are you guys telling me? It is Champions League. The games are coming thick and wait, pause. There's a lot of games at the minute. Every single week there's at least 2 games and I'm really enjoying it. Don't know about you guys, but I really love that we're playing so many games. I know we'll see in the press conferences that Arteta's saying, the team haven't got a chance to train. But we've got a big squad. I'm enjoying the fact that we're in the Champions League, we're in the Carabao Cup, we've got the FA Cup coming up, Premier League. I look at the Champions League table, we're top. I look at the Prem table, we're top by 7 points. Carabao Cup semi-final, 3-2 on aggregate, if we can call it aggregate anymore. FA Cup 4th round against Wigan coming up. It's great to be an Arsenal fan. It is a blessing to be a Gooner this season. We are in a great position and I feel like we have to enjoy it. Not while it lasts, but enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Enjoy it. Life is not about the destination. It's about the journey as well. So enjoy this journey. We are on a massive journey. This is a huge step for us as a club. We haven't been here in a long time where we actually, doesn't look like, it feels we're ready to win some silverware. Me personally, I think we're either going to win the Carabao Cup and the Premier League, or I said this before the start of the season, the Carabao Cup and the Champions League. My heart says Carabao Cup and Premier League. I think those two are, we kind of have to lose those. The only team that can beat us is us. The Champions League is going to be a lot tougher than obviously winning the Prem. The Prem is 7 points clear. Villa can't seem to get a win. Chelsea are out of it now. Liverpool are out of it now. City can't get a win. We can't get a win. It's all crazy. But Champions League is what we're here for. We're playing against Inter Milan. We've only played them a few times before. Not when I was a kid, but a long time ago, we beat them 5-1. And I remember that game very clearly because I remember going to watch Arsenal at the San Siro, but against AC Milan. And I think it was called the Super Cup. We lost it to AC Milan anyway. And I was gutted, absolutely gutted, because I loved AC Milan growing up. I never liked Inter Milan, but I loved AC Milan. I liked Inter when Ronaldo came, and Zanetti and those sort of players, obviously. But I loved AC Milan growing up, like Franco Baresi, Maldini, Ruud Gullit, Rijkaard, Albertini, Shevchenko, George Weah. Like the list goes on. They had some serious players back then. And Serie A was like I feel like I could say the best league in the world at the time. There was a time where that is where all the great players were playing. It definitely wasn't in Spain. It was in Italy. And this is around the time when Gascoigne went over to Italy. But anyway, the year 2001 or 2003, something like that, we played Inter and we mashed them up 5-1. And I was like, yeah, see, this is when I know that the Premier League is better. But since then we played Inter and they beat us. However, Inter Milan got to the final last season against PSG. Deservedly so. And yeah, they got some good players, man. I'm not sure this game means a lot to either team, but let's just say we need to get another win. For confidence-wise, we haven't won in a few games now. Run of form is not great. It's good in the Champions League, but overall, it's not great. Is he going to rotate? Are we going to see players rested? We're top of the Premier League. They're top of Serie A. So it's the best of the best right now. The best Italian team in current form and the best English team at present. They've only lost a couple games in the Champions League. I think they're 5th or 6th in the Champions League. They're not far off us. I believe Liverpool went there and won at the San Siro against Inter Milan. Would have been last year, this season, but last year. So they're doing all right. They've got some good players. They've got Martinez. They've got Chura. Right, so Martinez, he's very good, very prolific scorer. 11 goals this season already, I think. Yeah, you get a bang for your buck with him. Thuram, I feel like, I don't know if there's a pressure on his shoulders to live up to his dad's hype. His dad was one of the, well, for me actually, probably the best right back ever. in my eyes, because I grew up watching him. And when you saw him playing for France and all the other teams he played for, it was like, he was just the ultimate machine up and down the pitch, assists, goals, tracking back. It was a beast, absolute beast of a right back. And obviously in that team of, Henry and Trezeguet and Zidane and Petit and Vieira, Lizarazu, Blanc and everyone else, he was there in the first team as a right back. So, they're World Cup winners, European Cup winners. There's nothing they didn't actually win. So to say he's definitely world class. However, his son, I don't think lived up to the hype. I wrote it down. He's got 6 goals this season, which, he's 6 goals. It's not bad when you're looking at how many goals Gyökeres has scored this season, or how many goals, who else is playing Champions League? Ollie Watkins has scored this season, or if you look at how many goals Etetike scored, or Isak, obviously with his injuries and stuff, or we can't talk about United because they're not in the Champions League. United aren't in anything actually, but anyway, it's not great, but they're at home, they're at the San Siro. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. Who else have they got? They've got DiMarco. He's got very good at assists, DiMarco. Bit like Gabriel, very good at just creating opportunities, whether he's scoring or he's drawing away defenders when it's a corner and stuff like that. So, I feel like it's gonna be a tough game. Very, very tough game. Like I said, the top of Serie A, which isn't easy against teams like Juventus, Lazio and Napoli and AC Milan, etc. They're 5th or 6th. I didn't actually check. Well, I feel like they're 5th around the area in the Champions League. They're doing all right. They're not a bad team. And the thing is, I've been to San Siro once, and Italy, if you're a young black person, it's not the greatest country to be going anyway, but it's a very hostile. They're going to make you feel like you are the away side. They're going to back their team. They're going to have all of the, what are those things called? The flares everywhere and the whistles and the booing. And it's dark. It's dark. It's very dark over there. So it's going to be a tough game mentally. So it'll be interesting to know who we're going to be starting. Because, there's a lot of rotation at the minute. Is this a game where we want to rest players and keep players fresh for the next few games? Because coming up, we've got United on Sunday. We've got United Sunday, then we've got Leeds away. I think Leeds away is actually a tough game. And then we've got the second leg of the Carabao Cup. I'm buzzing for that against Chelsea. Definitely need to put our first team out for that game there. So is it a game where we rest players? Can we afford to rest? Excuse me. So I personally, I don't think I'd even play... I don't know, it's a tough one. Would I play Gyökeres? I don't think I would. I'd honestly start with Havertz up front. My previous videos, I've said it, I'm not the biggest fan of Jesus. He goes down. He might suit Italian football because he goes down so easy. He'd probably get a free kick. So maybe play Jesus because he goes down too easy for me. But I'd probably start with Havertz. I'd start with Havertz. I'd have Saka on the right. And I'd have Trossard on the left. I'll drop... we've got United Sunday. The thing is, he's not going to play Eze against United. I don't know if he's going to play Eze again at this rate, but I would like to see Eze and let's go Eze, Zubimendi and Rice for this game. In fact, no, keep Rice in there. I'd drop Zubimendi for Wanyeri, and I'd bring in Eze as well in the midfield. Defence-wise, I would probably try and keep Ben White in the side as long as possible. With Saka on that right. On the left, I think I'd play Skelly. Skelly had an absolute dream season in Europe last year. I'd play Skelly on the left. So you got Skelly and Trossard on the left-hand side. And then obviously I'd play Saliba and Gabriel and then Raya in goal. That would be my starting lineup. I don't think Ødegaard has had a great season. I said in my last video that he's got less assists than Eze, less goals than Eze. He's not creating chances. He's not really. He's just not had a great season. Maybe this is a game where he sits out, recuperates, and brings it back against United. He knows United very well. But again, is this the game where we want to put in Eze, because it's going to be very hostile? This is Inter Milan at the San Siro. It's going to be very dark out there. Is this a game we throw in Eze? Do we throw Eze in against United? He knows United very well as well. He's proven Premier League player. What is Mikel Arteta going to do? In a minute, we're not creating enough chances. We're not scoring enough goals. We need to bring in players that can create goals and create chances. That to me is Ranieri. That to me is Eze. That is Saka, Madueke, etc. In fact, you know what? I'd probably pay... No, scrap it. I'd probably pay Madueke and Martinelli for this game. Just because that was the FA Cup game, and I feel like they need to get more minutes in. Madueke definitely needs to get a goal ASAP. I feel like that'll boost his confidence, and he needs to get an assist as well, because his final third play has been absolutely terrible. He's not been setting up no one. So I feel like he should actually play when we rotate it, bring in Saka later on. But yeah, I think Ranieri should be playing. He's not going to play. I personally think it's going to be Rice, Zubimendi and Mourinho. That's what I think the midfield's going to be. I think Odegaard will get dropped. Eze still won't make an appearance. I think Gyökeres will still play. And Saka will start, and Martinelli may start as well. So yeah, we'll see. Definitely see a lot of rotation. I don't think there's anyone out there, no matter how long you've supported Arsenal, how much you know about Arsenal, that can predict a starting 11 for Arsenal over the next 4 games. It's virtually impossible. No one can do it. I don't even think even Mikel Arteta knows who he's going to pick 2 days before. I think he does it on the day. He must do, because with injuries, fitness levels up and down and dipping, it's not something you can just predict. It's got to be something that's kind of ad hoc, based on the opposition as well. So yeah, that's the rotation I think it'd be. Score-wise, I think it's going to be a tight one. I think we may just scrape this one 2-1. I think we will concede a goal. It's at the San Siro. We're going to be under a lot of pressure. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal. I think we'll catch them on a break. That's what I said about Martinelli, Madueke, I think playing. I don't think Italian teams are as quick, so we could catch them on a break. But we've got to remember, these guys got to the final of the Champions League. They're not little, man. Hold on a minute. Did they beat Barca? Yeah, they beat Barca. So in the semi. So do you know what I mean? It's not. They're a good outfit. But yeah, next games, United, Leeds at home. I was going to go to that game, but I can't go. Leeds away next Saturday, and then we've got the Carabao Cup second leg, mate. I'm buzzing, man. I want to go Wembley. I want to go back to Wembley, but it's been a long, long time since we've been to Wembley. So yeah, that's my score predictions. That's what I think is going to be starting. Hopefully we can go out there and just play with some heart this time. I want to see us with a bit more passion, a bit more drive. Even if we draw 0-0, I don't mind. Like the Forest game, I don't mind. Just go out there and just play with some heart, a bit more conviction, create some chances and create 10 chances and miss 10. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see you hit the bar, scrape the post and do all sorts and miss penalties. I'd rather see that than just create nothing and just let the low block break us down again, season after season. I don't want to see it no more. It's like when you're telling your child something and they just keep on making the same mistake. It's like, come on, grow up. You're getting older now. You can't be making the same mistakes you was making when you was a youth. Like, you're a big man now, yeah? 2026, it's a different thing for us. We have to get the silverware, right? Deckers, Gabriel, I want you two to rile up the troops then, yeah? All right, see you guys tomorrow after the game. Peace.